Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, and we are really going to be talking about a controversial price target for XRP, which is always the triple digits, the $100 plus XRP. When we really kind of talk about these valuations, you got to understand that one, this is not financial advice, and two, when we talk about these valuations, it's taken into an accountability of what we are already kind of seeing in front of us right now around XRP. I also feel very obligated to tell you guys and be honest with you that we've been hearing about the triple digit XRP for a very, very long time. Now, does that mean that it will never happen? No, absolutely not. In my opinion, I do believe that a triple digit XRP will eventually happen. What is the time frame on that? Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you that because we wouldn't know. But do I believe that XRP could hit $100 eventually? Yes, I do believe so. At $100, going off of the total supply, not just 100 billion or 50 billion. We're going off of the 100 billion supply. It would have to hit a $10 trillion market cap. Now, is XRP going to be worth $10 trillion anytime soon? It's hard to say. Again, a lot of people believe that it will be. A lot of people don't believe it. I'm really kind of 50-50. I think that if digital assets could be invested or could be implemented fast enough, and we see like major institutions being invested into digital assets as well, and we see trillions of dollars flooding into crypto, then yes, I do think that we could see a $10 trillion market cap for XRP pretty quick. Will it happen before 2030? It's hard to say, right? So again, there's a lot of things up in the air. We have to get through the settlement. We have to see what partnerships kind of blossom outside of the settlement and all that kind of stuff. But there's one thing that I have been adamant about on this channel, and that is digital payments. Digital payments are starting to kind of take over. And we kind of see the comparison here from 2019 to 2023. Digital/mobile payments. This is in ecom payments globally. Sorry. And we see that digital/mobile wallet payments are now accounting for about 52.2%. We do see global POS payment methods as well, and you can kind of see the digital payments rising slightly, nothing too crazy there. Cash significantly declining. Cash itself is almost non-existent within a lot of online payments and a lot of like POS payments. I mean, like again, how are you going to utilize cash with e-com payments? But POS payments in itself, you're still seeing a significant decline in cash from 2019 to 2023. It's almost a 50% cut. Now, with all of this in mind, what I have been looking at and what I've been focused on is XRP transactions that are happening every single second of the day. In fact, in just the past minute, you can see that there's been over 1 million price volume. And you could definitely see this live everywhere. You could see it coming from specific areas down here as well. This is from fiatleak.com/XRP. And this is just like overall transactions happening within XRP, utilizing XRP. And you can even see it with other tokens as well within this space. A lot of this, yes, is corridors as well. You could definitely see the corridors and all that kind of stuff down there as well. You could change the exchange and all that kind of stuff. But you can see it's very large amounts of XRP being moved around every single second, and it is significant. Now, I look forward to the day where we are seeing XRP corridors where they are moving hundreds of millions of XRP, possibly a second. We talk about this a lot with even Hedera, where we talk about anywhere between 10,000 to 100,000 plus TPS, and the amount of HBAR that would be needed in every single one of those transactions. Like, it's a very significant amount, and it would definitely move the value significantly as well. When we talk about XRP, it's always a question of like how much volume do we actually need on XRP to hit like $100, and it's a question that doesn't necessarily revolve around the value coming into XRP, but the price that somebody's willing to pay per XRP. Would you buy one XRP for $100 if the demand was there? That's the big question in the room. But we do see over here thoughts on XRP. Said this a gazillion times. Shout out to Crypto Airy. This is from Raoul Pol. XRP has a real use case. It is being used. A chain that has Metcalfe's law. I own a small part. Raoul Pol. And listen closely.
Here we go. Same old question every time. Jamel, welcome. Question, thoughts on XRP? I've said this a gazillion times. XRP has a real use case. It is being used as a protocol. Retail are held back because of the stupid SEC regulation and ruling that we're waiting for. I think there's a gap risk higher if they get the ruling. There's no gap risk lower as much. There should be some speculation, but it's being used, and a chain that's being used for money transmission is a chain that has Metcalfe's law. So I have no issue with it. I own a small part.
And what he means by a chain that's being used is its network effects. In my opinion, I do believe that the network effects around XRP would be a lot more significant than Bitcoin, than anything else in this market. A lot of people kind of confuse the network effects of XRP. Network effects of XRP are going to ultimately be completely diverse than anything else that we actually see in this market. Why? Because the network effects are not going to just be, retail and institutional individuals just, buying and holding XRP. No, you're going to be seeing XRP being utilized as a bridge currency, being utilized within cross-border payments itself, being utilized for possibly, a bridge currency within CBDCs. I mean, the endless amounts of opportunity here are insane. So when we look at the value behind XRP, it could rise very fast depending on the adoption cycle of on-demand liquidity through Ripple. And as you guys probably are aware from my video earlier today, the adoption cycle of XRP is not slowing down at all. We do see over here from XRP_Crow, XRP Ledger is a natural fit for CBDCs. James Wallace, VP of Central Bank Engagements and CBDCs, XRP Ledger is world-leading public blockchain which is built for payments and issuing currencies. So it's a natural fit for CBDCs. Now, the way that I look at this is like if we can see XRP be utilized as the bridge currency between CBDCs, I mean, I'm sure that a lot of you are probably aware of the money transfer around the world. It is a vast amount of money that gets transacted on an everyday basis. FX markets, we're making a big name in the game for FX markets, $7.5 trillion per day. These are very, very large use cases and very large markets as well that we are discussing when we talk about XRP. Now, one thing that I've focused on is this graphic that goes back a little bit in time. This is from XRP_Crow as well, and this is the XRP Price Valuation model. And I think that this is still just as, if not really realistic to where we are at nowadays, because we just watched Ripple jump in and tap into an over $800 almost billion per year market in Brazil with Travelex Bank. And here is the estimated price values for XRP. So we do see low estimate, which is $190 billion per day volume. Now, yes, this is a significant amount of money, but when we look at all of the on-demand liquidity corridors launching every single, it's almost like every single month now that we get like some huge announcements around on-demand liquidity corridors, 190 billion or even $560 billion per day is really not that unrealistic when you think about it. $560 billion transaction volume a day would amount to about a 32.91 cent XRP. Now, this is off of $560 billion per day. Now, is that a very large amount? Not technically, but we would have to do that volume of payments 3 times to get to the $100 price valuation per day. So if that was the case, right, we would be at about almost $7 trillion per day being moved through XRP. Is $1.7 trillion, and I ask all of you that are watching this video, because trust me, I know how these videos go when you talk about any sort of high price valuation for XRP in the future or whatever. Is $1.7 trillion a significant amount to be moved through something like, Ripple with on-demand liquidity with XRP? Is that too significant of an amount, or is it realistic? Because when I look at these markets, when I look at the cross-border payment market, a $156 trillion market, right? Just 10% of that market would be $15.6 trillion. 1% would be $1.56 trillion, right around almost the same range of where we would be at, okay? For XRP, if we were moving that per year, it would be $100. But we need to be able to move that a day. How do we get to it moving a day. Well, necessarily we wouldn't be focused on cross-border payments. We'd actually be focused on a lot more than just cross-border payments. We would be focused on cross-border payments, CBDCs. We'd look at the FX markets. I mean, ultimately, we could be hitting a $100 valuation if we are seeing the massive transactional volume per day. Now, cross-border payments is just one market that they're focused on. CBDCs, another area that they're focused on. The FX market, another market that they're just tapping in through on-demand liquidity. So as on-demand liquidity continues to expand, we could easily hit a $1 trillion plus transactional volume per day obstacle. And what would be the time frame on this? Well, again, it's anywhere between, the next, I would say, 6 years to possibly more. I mean, you really got to understand that it could happen at any moment, but we don't know. We really cannot put a time frame on the $100 plus valuation of XRP. But one thing is for certain to me is the fact that there's so much support around Ripple with XRP. You go over here to Bank of America, right? This goes back to November 18th, just a couple of days ago, where they were talking about the collapse of these platforms like FTX, right? Bank of America, don't tarnish blockchain technology with speculative crypto trading. The development of applications leveraging DLT, or distributed ledger, and blockchain technology continues to advance, the report said. And this did talk about a few things within, the Citigroup with the New York Fed and all of those major institutions that were doing a lot of testing with payments, which is an area that we've been focused on as well. But nonetheless, I thought that this was interesting, that they were really kind of talking about how, crypto and blockchain technology should still continue to be realized as extremely valuable. Because when we go back to 2020, right, April 11th of 2020, Bank of America executive lifts the lid on the Ripple partnership. Now, we do see down here, it's not about our platform and our capabilities. It's about you as a client and the infrastructure you have and the ability for us to integrate, whether that's with platforms and capabilities that we built or partnerships that we have with the likes of Ripple or Swift, she said. Now, again, to me, I do think that a lot of these major financial institutions, as we continue to expand rapidly with DLT and on-demand liquidity and blockchain technology itself, I believe at some point in time we will see these major banks like Bank of America, Citigroup, etc., coming over and saying, okay, well, listen, Ripple's doing very well. In fact, they're far more efficient than Swift with Swift GPI. So I think that maybe we should try to do some tests. Maybe we should do some trials, and let's utilize RippleNet a little bit. And then all of a sudden, the testing and the trial, is finished, and they finally realize, okay, listen, RippleNet with XRP, with on-demand liquidity, is far more efficient than anything that we've even seen in the traditional world. So we're going to be utilizing this. And I really do think that this is something that is realistic, especially when you go back in time and look at all of the major partnerships. In fact, going back to 2017, and I know that I'm utilizing old articles here, but these are still very, very important today. I would argue that they're more important today than ever because, again, the lawsuit came out in 2020. It really kind of killed the significant stride that Ripple was on. They were on a very large movement to accommodate for a lot of major banks, but then all of a sudden, the SEC kind of killed them in their tracks. But we do see Ripple signs up another 10 banks as blockchain-based payments grow. Now, in this article, they did post this here. This is all of the major banks, the world's top 50 banks working with Ripple. I would argue that now, more than ever, we should be focused on some of these large names. It's a massive amount of names that are tied to Ripple, and you got to remember R3 too. Right? There's R3, which is a proof of concept with XRP for cross-border payment settlement led by R3. That's a big one as well. Then you also have POC with MAS plus R3, which is a proof of concept with Ripple Tech. Ripple has been expanding rapidly recently, but in the past, they've also been working with some of the large names in the space like R3. R3 has been a very large name within crypto. I've talked about R3 many times with even XDC and even XRP in the past. But as this network continues to expand and really kind of move at a rapid pace, I do think that it's only a matter of time before we do see payments moving over these networks like RippleNet with XRP, and it's not going to be small payments. It's not going to be small value payments. It's going to be extremely high value payments that are going to move in an instant settlement base point around XRP, because rapid payments demand rapid settlement. I've mentioned this many times. And as we do kind of usher into the digital age, yes, rapid payments are going to continue to expand and happen. And, again, going all the way back in time, like, we've seen so many major, financial companies tied to Ripple, so many major financial banks tied to Ripple. It's crazy to imagine that only roughly $6 trillion moved a day by XRP could accommodate for a $100 price valuation, because there's so much money moving every single day and it's not being settled in real time. Just imagine if you had something like on-demand liquidity that is so efficient, that's streamlining the entire process. And ultimately, you got to remember that how much more transactional flow could be pushed over something like on-demand liquidity utilizing XRP than what we typically see on an everyday basis utilizing these fragmented, inefficient networks. It's food for thought. But with that being said, do I believe that a $100 XRP is realistic? Yes, I do think it is. Do I know the time frame on it? Absolutely not. I mean, like, I could predict a time frame on it. I would say like 2030 to 2035. It could very well happen much sooner. It all depends on regulatory standards as well as the adoption cycle. But in my opinion, I do believe that a $100 XRP is realistic. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this before, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.